Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Today's presentation is all about discovering how you can find true, real love and, importantly, how to make it last. The title says it all. This is how you find true, real love and make it last. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore some key insights and practical tips to help you build lasting, meaningful relationships. So let's get started and dive into what really works when it comes to love. True love isn't something you simply find out there. It's something you actively build. And building love isn't about neediness, people-pleasing, or emotional dependence. Instead, it's grounded in mutual respect, emotional maturity, and self-leadership. When I talk about respect, I mean a genuine regard for each other's boundaries and worth. Emotional maturity involves managing your feelings and reactions in a healthy way. Self-leadership is about taking responsibility for your growth and actions. In this talk, Stephan Labossiere, a certified life and relationship coach, dives into why many relationships struggle to create authentic love. And here's a key point. Love itself isn't absent. What's missing is respect. Without respect, love can't truly thrive. Stephan explains how men often unconsciously lose a woman's respect without even realizing it, through behaviors that undermine trust or boundaries. But more importantly, he shares practical ways to rebuild that respect, like establishing boundaries, recognizing your self-worth, and finding your purpose. It's crucial to understand that real love isn't about controlling your partner or trying to change them. It's about mastering yourself, your emotions, your actions, your purpose. When you focus on self-mastery, you create a healthier, more genuine connection. So let's explore these main points and see how they tie into creating love that lasts. When we talk about real love, respect is absolutely essential. And it all starts with you. You see, you can't truly have a happy, healthy relationship if the woman you're with doesn't respect you. But here, the key, respect isn't something you can demand or force. It's something you inspire through your own behavior and how you see yourself. If you tolerate disrespect, even unintentionally, you're sending a message that boundaries don't matter. Over time, that can teach your partner that crossing those boundaries has no consequences. And that's when trust and attraction begin to erode. Standing your ground doesn't mean being cold, controlling, or aggressive. It means knowing your limits and calmly upholding them. Respect is a two-way street, and it's rooted in how you carry yourself. And I want to leave you with a powerful quote from Stephan Labossiere. Never tolerate disrespect, but never fight disrespect with more disrespect. That approach, firm yet respectful, is what truly fosters respect and love in a relationship. Being a yes man kills attraction. Many men often confuse love with simply saying yes to everything their partner asks for. They believe that by agreeing to all her wishes, she'll be happier. But the truth is, that approach actually weakens their masculine presence. It's important to understand that the saying, happy wife, happy life, isn't entirely wrong, but it's often misunderstood. True happiness in a relationship comes when both partners are aligned with their core values, not when one sacrifices their authenticity just to avoid conflict. When a man constantly gives up his convictions to keep the peace, he begins to lose his sense of self. And once he's lost that, her attraction to him starts to fade. On the other hand, a man who can lovingly say no, done with respect and care, demonstrates strength, self-awareness, and leadership. These are the traits that help her feel emotionally safe and truly attracted. So it's not about saying yes to everything, but about maintaining your integrity and being confident enough to stand by your convictions. That's what really builds a strong, attractive, and balanced relationship. When we talk about losing her respect, it all comes down to self-respect. If I believe I'm lucky just to have her, I've already put her on a pedestal. And that kind of imbalance really kills attraction. A woman can't truly respect a man who doesn't see his own value. She might love him emotionally, but subconsciously, she'll start testing his boundaries, not out of malice, but to understand how strong he really is. And here's the key. When she picks up on insecurity, she begins to lose faith in his emotional stability. Over time, that can even lead to infidelity. Not because she's evil, but because emotional instability pushes her away from the man she once admired. Remember, your fear of losing her can make you lose yourself. And eventually, that can lead to losing her too. That's why self-respect and confidence are so crucial in maintaining a healthy, respectful relationship. Never be more afraid of losing her than losing yourself. The core idea here is about maintaining your own sense of wholeness and integrity in a relationship. The healthiest relationships are built between two complete individuals, not two people trying to fill each other's emotional voids. When you value yourself, you're willing to walk away from disrespect, not out of anger, but out of self-love. It's a simple message. I love you, but I love myself enough not to tolerate toxicity. And when a woman sees that a man won't betray his own integrity just to keep her, it actually deepens her respect for him. It's not about ego or arrogance. It's about boundaries, self-honor, and emotional strength. Remember, real love involves risk. You have to be willing to lose someone who doesn't align with your peace. That's what keeps love genuine. It's a choice, not something you cling to out of fear. Ultimately, staying true to yourself is what sustains a true, healthy love. Let's talk about the purpose and its role in creating respect and lasting love. A man without a plan, a vision, or a clear purpose can easily become directionless. And when that happens, it's hard for a woman to fully respect him, because respect often stems from seeing someone who has clarity and confidence in where they're headed. Purpose is like masculine fuel. It provides you with clarity, knowing what matters most, and structure, giving your life a solid foundation. It also gives you a reason to get up every day, even if you haven't yet discovered your ultimate calling. Showing your partner that you're actively pursuing something meaningful, even if it's a work in progress, builds trust and admiration. It signals that you're committed to growth, not just for yourself, but for the relationship. This idea is echoed in David Data's book, The Way of the Superior Man, where he encourages men never to put their woman above their purpose. Because when your purpose comes first, your relationship is grounded in growth rather than dependency. It's about inviting her to orbit a shared vision instead of orbiting her world. When you lead yourself effectively, she can trust you to lead the relationship too. Remember, if you can't lead yourself, she can't trust you to lead the relationship. That's the core of building respect and lasting love. Women are emotional beings, and it's important to understand that they are naturally drawn to men who can stay grounded even when emotions run high. Being emotionally expressive is healthy. It shows authenticity and vulnerability. But there's a big difference between that and being emotionally reactive. When a man loses control of his emotions, it can become destructive, not just for himself, but for the relationship. If a man reacts impulsively, it erodes trust and confidence in his leadership. A truly masculine man doesn't suppress his feelings. Instead, he processes them thoughtfully. He takes the time to reflect on what he's feeling before responding, and he does so with calm strength. This kind of composure is incredibly magnetic because it signals security, depth, and maturity, qualities that form the foundation of long-term love. So, emotional control isn't about hiding feelings. It's about managing them in a way that supports connection and trust. That's what makes a man truly compelling and a reliable partner. Sometimes the issue isn't actually you. It's really about compatibility. You might be doing everything right, but if she's emotionally immature, unhealed, or not aligned with your core values, respect can start to fade over time. Remember, real love is built on connection, peace, and shared purpose, not constant tension or seeking validation. If being around her feels like walking on eggshells, that's a huge red flag. That's not love, that's attachment. True love should bring a sense of calm and stability, not chaos. Recognizing when she is the one isn't a failure. It's actually a sign of maturity. It means you're understanding what's healthy for you and not forcing chemistry where it doesn't exist. Instead, you're protecting your peace, which is so important for your overall well-being. And that brings us to the conclusion, the foundation of real love. First, set clear boundaries. It's essential to know what you will and won't accept and to communicate that with grace. Remember, don't tolerate disrespect, but always enforce your limits without hostility. Respect yourself. Your self-image shapes how others treat you, so hold yourself in high regard. Next, prioritize purpose. When a man has a clear sense of direction, he naturally earns admiration. It's attractive because it shows confidence and focus. Control your emotions. Leadership isn't about being emotionless, but about maintaining emotional stability, especially under pressure. That's what truly makes someone a steady, dependable partner. It's also important to accept incompatibility. Love isn't about forcing something that isn't there or trying to make peace where it doesn't exist. Lasting love isn't built on constant validation. It thrives on mutual respect, shared values, and emotional safety. When a man knows who he is, what he stands for, and where he's going, love stops feeling like something he has to chase. Instead, it becomes something he naturally attracts. And that's the true foundation for genuine, lasting love.